Public comments. I do have a 2.0 public comment. I do have one that is from Mr. Randy Mass, please. Mr. Mass, would you please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
I've lived here for the better part of 4 years in and around the city of Oakley. There's recent development that everybody's familiar with in the times pertaining to this council, our city, Mr. Montgomery. Last meeting, there was quite a few people here that had some less than kind words to be said. And I respect those people, and I respect their opinion. But I was curious as to how many of those people received the emails of what the agenda is, what is going on within their city. I know I get it, and I actually click on all the links and read everything because I want to stay involved. You don't have to excuse me, I'm not a public speaker and I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm one person, I'm one voice, but I'm here tonight to speak for a lot of people. The word shame on you was used a lot last meeting. The shame is not on you, Mr. Mayor, council members, Mr. Montgomery, staff. The shame's on the people who took an article in a newspaper that told a very small part of what was going on, and they ran with it. I heard their comments, and like I said, I do respect them. They're entitled to their opinion. But it would be nice to see them here in these chambers watching what's going on as you folks, paying attention to what's happening in their city. Now, some time ago, before this town became a city, I was fortunate to serve on OMAC Parks and Recs. Mr. Chiquini talked me into it. He also talked me into running for your positions a long time ago. I was the runner-up bridesmaid. I know quite a few of you. You took an oath. I respect your opinion. I respect what you do and the time that you give us. And I'm very appreciative. So if I'm the only person up here tonight, thank you, all of you. Mr. Montgomery, you do a lot of work for this city that goes unspoken. I'm privy to part of it, and my hat's off to you, sir, and I thank you for your dedication, and you will all have my support. Thank you.
So I'm going to ask our city attorney and our clerk also. I do have 3 from our online speaker card system, but they are not designated to read into the record. They asked to be introduced into the record. So I'm going to ask for clarification because I know that some people when they send it, they want to be anonymous and they just want it introduced into the record. So until we get the system dialed in, I'd like to make sure that I'm doing the right thing.
At this point, Mr. Mayor, if you receive speaker cards and the speakers are present, they may come up and speak. If they're not present, then the council may receive the cards as part of its official records. But you do not need to read them into the record.
So what I'm going to do, because this slipped behind something, it's part of public comment. I'm going to reopen public comments for Mr. Ben Andres, please. I apologize that I caught up in this mess back here. So please state your name and address for the record, please, and you have 3 minutes. Thank you.
My question is for number 1. I've been following the newspaper articles regarding the city managers and overtime monies and so forth and so on. In one of the articles he said that he's been working at the places of 3 other managers or 3 other employees. And this is odd to me. If his job consists of his and he's doing the job of other 3 people that are, I guess, not here or they've been laid off or they're on a furlough, then the city has, I believe, some city employees on furlough days off as well as some permanent employees that have been laid off. Now, if this is the question, that we don't have the work people to do their jobs. I don't know why that the city will not hire 3 other people to help out with Mr. Montgomery's job. Where is all this money going? You need to ask her, where is the money going? Is it all going to Mr. Montgomery for all these unseen deals seem to be going on with City Hall, behind the doors that the newspaper talks about, and possibly doing illegal things that the paper brought out the other day from the newspaper authors, as well as talking to other lawyers? Is something going here? If you put an ad in the paper or any place else for some other managers to take these 3 people's place that Mr. Montgomery is supervising, you're going to get a lot of applicants in this office. He's not just one person. These people out there need a job. They're unemployed. So why don't we help these other people that are walking the streets looking for work? Thank you.
I've had the opportunity to collaborate with many of you and Mr. Montgomery, who is not in the room, on different projects, and I have no doubt on your character and on your ethical behavior. I know that there are many people that don't understand. I myself don't understand all of the details behind this agreement or behind the controversy that's going on. And I know that right now there's tough times. My family lost their home, a couple of years ago, last year actually. And so I know that there's a lot of pain and there's a lot of suffering, and that this can sometimes block our reasoning and block the way we see things. I can see why a lot of people are upset, and I can see why this might seem like something that the city council should not have done that, and maybe it shouldn't have, I'm not sure. But I know that there are many other issues at stake here. I know that our city, thanks to the leadership of this council and to the great work that Mr. Montgomery has been doing in the 6 years he's been here, we are not, it's tough times anywhere, but we are not falling apart like many other cities are. And I know that a lot of that is that's thanks to your work, thanks to the work of Mr. Montgomery. And many people are coming up here and not really seeing that. So I just want to, thank you, support your work, support Mr. Montgomery. And, as you go on in whatever decision you have to make, keep in mind that he has been here and served the city for many years and done a great job. And I understand that we need to incentivize his work and his stay here. So, thank you.
Thank you.
You people. Mr. Fraser. Jim. Why are you accepting all of the blame and seemingly holding harmless everyone else who took place in the shameful fiasco? In situations such as these, the buck does not stop at your desk, but rather responsibility lies on all of the involved parties' shoulders. Simply trying to cover for the other guilty parties is a desperate and yes, preposterous action. Merely rescinding your generous $500,000 donation to the most highly paid member of your staff and saying mea culpa to the taxpayers is just not good enough. It's so obvious that the only reason for the abject apologies is because you got caught red-handed, you got busted, period. As an Oakley resident taxpayer, I'm really astonished that neither the city manager, any member of the council, with the exception of Randy Pope, the one dissenting vote, nor the mayor himself has had the courage to step forward in the last 2 weeks to explain your side of it. That's extremely poor leadership, and I personally am more than surprised that you've not all tendered your resignation for the dishonourable acts that you have perpetrated upon the taxpayers who might once have trusted you. I should like to state here for the record that I have attended council meetings for the last 6 years, and I'm not a newbie by any stretch of the imagination. Why did you not seek legal counsel and ethical advice from the Oakley City Attorney, one Derek P. Cole, at the outset? Do you think you can skirt the rules and just take the law, nay, the Oakley taxpayers' money, and use it for your own nefarious purposes? Money from those that have been forced to live from hand to mouth, losing their homes daily. Who do you think you are, Marie Antoinette? Tonight, you, Mr. Montgomery, who I see is not here right this moment, Mr. Romick, Mr. Fraser, and Mrs. Anderson, you've been afforded the time and platform to inform your rapidly receding voters, in the full glare of public scrutiny, of the reasons why you deliberately tried to circumvent the law and looted the taxpayers' coffers. And I think all the taxpayers deserve an explanation.
Paul Seeger, please.